Hi folks, you're with Jason at True Vintage RC. Thanks for stopping in and checking out my video today. So I just wanted to share a nice little story with the viewers. My good friend Keith over at RC Icons in the USA has been extremely generous and sent me over this parcel, another little parcel there too, for the purposes of me to build the car up and actually take it out for a drive at some of our tracks here in Australia. And as per the thumbnail, it's the Tamiya Super Avante, the new TD4 from Tamiya, and this is going to be a really interesting build because it may not be vintage, but obviously the name comes from a vintage buggy, and they've taken some, I guess, styling cues from that car. It's got this funky, unique inboard front suspension, a little bit like a Shoemaker top cat, and conventional rear. So the purpose of this video will be to build it, and there are some surprises along the way. I arrived down to the Castle Hill facility and the sun was shining. The Super Avante is all ready for its first run. Fitted with a 10.5 turn brushless motor. The only modifications to this car was the 2.2 inch JC racing wheels and the modern rubber installed just so we can hold some traction on the surface of the track. And I wanted to leave the car in completely standard form without changing anything whatsoever to see how it would perform out there on the racetrack straight out of the box. Well, so I've had the Super Avante out cutting some laps at Castle Hill, and I've been really happy with the car this far. And I had my good friend Matt with me down for the day, and he got a hold of my drone and got it there and shot some footage of the car in action. He also had his DSLR camera as well, so he got some nice stills of the car in action. Anyhow, so what am I doing with the Safani? Well, as mentioned in the beginning of this video, Keith from RC Icons over in the USA, him and I talk regularly, and I consider him a very good friend, and we got to chatting one day, and he talked about the Super Avante, and he said, do you have one? And I said, no, and he goes, well, guess what, I'm sending you one. And I'm like, what? And he said, yes, I'm sending you one. So at his expense, he sent me one of these kits, but he put in a bunch of extra surprises as well, which I'll get to at the end of this video. But the concept was, he knows of the kind of driving and racing I do with vintage cars at Castle Hill and other events here in Australia, and he wanted me to have one of these cars and put it around the track and just get my thoughts on it, and obviously create some cool video that he could look at, and so he can enjoy the TD4 doing its thing over here in Australia. So yeah, he doesn't have access to the kind of facilities that we do over here. Not sure where his nearest track would be or what kind of track it would be, but I guess he's going to get a kick out of seeing these shots in this video of the car so far. But anyway, he said, look, you know, just do what you want with it. Do it what you want with it, however you want. But the concept for me was to run the car straight out of the box, completely standard, no modifications whatsoever, no upgrades. And clearly I've gone away from box art. I don't particularly like the box art. I don't hate it, but I don't particularly like it. And let's just say this much. There aren't many racers here in Australia who paint their car box art to race it around a track. They have their own colours, their own schemes, their own designs, and I just wanted to do something a bit off the wall with this car that nobody else has done, because everyone seems to go for box art or something close to. And the actual build itself, so I went with 35 weight shock oil on the front, 30 in the rear. I ran with the standard pistons that were recommended in the manual. And the only thing I did do was take the wheels and tyres off and put on a set of 2.2 inch JC racing rims and some modern rubber, just so the car could hook up on the track. And unfortunately it was a bit wet on the day, and I did my very best to stay out of the puddles, but it is what it is. Hit a few little wet spots here and there, but I tended to keep the car in the dry as much as I could. But yeah, anyway, so what do I think of the car? I think it's a great car in true Avante heritage. The car keeps with the craziness of a design that really is a bit sort of left of field, and it is a bit over engineered in places, but I'm going to get to it in the next video. When I clean this car up, I pull it all down, and I want to go through it and have a look at everything, and I'm going to be doing some really cool stuff with it going forward, and I think it's going to be worthwhile for people to stick around and watch the second episode. Anyway, so the car drives well, it does everything you want it to. I'm running a 10.5 in it, so it's got a lot of power, and I was really happy with it on the day. So winding up on the end of the video now, I've basically got the car back on my workbench here, and for those who haven't seen it would have to have been living under a rock, because every YouTuber out there has done a video on Super Avante by now, but not many of them drive it the way I do, and in the place on a racetrack. So most people are running around out in the grass somewhere out in the street or pavement somewhere, but or maybe a BMX track. But no, I'm going to put this car in a couple of racetracks here in Australia. So yeah, really cool idea. Got the inboard front lateral shock absorbers, battery laying down the centre. Another small issue I had, which was the servo. I think I've busted some of the gears in the servo. It wouldn't return to centre properly, and it just wouldn't have it on the day. That's what ended up stopping me from driving the car, but it is what it is. So anyway, this is what the car looks like without the body off. It's all grubby, but soon to be pulled down. So yeah, again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you come back. Keith, I hope you like this video, and I hope that you guys stick around for the next one. So please do us a favour, like, subscribe, hit your notification bell if you're interested. The channel's not monetized, and here are all the extra goodies that Keith sent with the car. So yeah, this is what's going to go in on the next one. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate all the support, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.